for me is I'm actually trying to be an elite. I want to mastery on my lines. So I want
Mm,
to advance whatever I know. I
mm,
exploring. I learn.
mm.
I keep learning. I also have mentor. I learn a lot of things is regarding to the design.
So, what advice you would give for, like, for example, young couple going to looking for internet designer, and what they should ask the internet designer, and what they should think about looking for the right match? Because I believe it have to be the right match as well. Cammy is very picky person, yeah. By the way, she not any customer she take. So that's the thing that I like about Cammy, that she very straightforward, down on earth, go direct to the point. This is what I'm doing. You love what I'm doing, go for it. If you don't love what I'm doing, it's fine. Find someone with what you need. And that's why I say the thing that Cammy will share will be like with me is priceless, because it's so much value inside. So if the couple come and it's the young people who are watching this video because they still thinking of choosing interior designer, what advice you will give for the people who not in the industry?
Okay, for me, for a young couple, right? Basically, I would advise you all to actually to work out your own budget first. How much you actually cater to do a renovations?
That's a good point. Yes,
You
budget
need to
first.
cater how much. That's a budget. Then the secondly, right? You can actually see. Of course, you don't. Okay, you have to. The second thing is you can actually think of what kind of design you actually really like.
Mm.
That's your dream.
Ah, yes, yeah. It's like
You not know.
the theme of the house.
Yeah, you may not
Yeah.
know that. You may not know that this you can use this money to do this unless you find a designer. Then you tell them. Then you can, because it's very straight away. You can tell the designer. So the first thing is actually you cater a budget. How much you willing to spend? Of course, you need to budget. Let's say we just an example. Let's say you're willing to spend a 20K for a house, but maybe
Mm.
you want to cater another additional 10K. Why? Because you may change, so that one is actually contingency plan that you may need to actually, okay, I may want to add on something. So at least you have a 30K. Then after that you take for your, you look for the things themes or actually concept that you like for your house. But
Mm.
just to let you all know, the dream house you may not be able to do with the budget you have. You may not be able to do, you may not be able,
Yes.
but at least you know this is the thing you already prepare yourself. Then you go and look for another designer. Okay, the other, when you look for the designer, you can actually roughly tell them this is the thing I like. But if let's say you already have a budget constraint, you need to I will advise you all to tell the designer that that's my budget constraint. I have this much.
Mm.
Can I do this kind of design? If really cannot, then designer can propose. At least it's actually shortened for your process. After you tell them through and flow, then after that you feel that, oh, actually they say cannot do. You're already wasting a
Mm.
lot of time, yourself and the designer also. So you
Yeah.
actually just to tell them, okay, I have these ideas, I go and look for. Then after, when you meet the designer, right, the first thing for me, right, is if you, definitely everyone will actually have this sixth sense lah. You like that person, you will want to continue talk to them. If you don't like
Yes.
the person, right, you straight away I will advise you to just a very simple thing. Then maybe you will go back to think about it. Then you look
Mm.
for another one. Because when you don't like
Mm.
that person, right, first sight, then you don't need to continue to talk already.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. This part is good.
It's the same. It's the same. For my side, if I see that person I don't really like, then I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel relaxed when I talk to them. Then I will tell them I may not I may not the right match. I will advise you to look for someone that can serve you even better. Why I say this?
Mm.
In the renovation period, right? It's not about one day. It's not about one
Yes.
month. At least 3 to 4 months. Then we have groundwork that we still meet each other. So when first sight you don't like, that means you don't like already. You will not suddenly you like him after 1 month.
Yep.
You may get after 1 month
Yes.
maybe you will hate that person even more. So what's the point you continue? So if
Yes, it's
after one
true.
month you don't like already, you continue 5 months or 4 months you seeing that person, it's not become hate it's big it's even worse the situation, the relationship is even worse. So will you continue to see that person that you hate, right, for 5 months? Just listen to yourself. If you really
Yep.
don't like, just go for the person you feel comfortable. I like talking to them. When I talk to them, right, I feel they are whatever they say is very convincing.
Mm.
They can actually give me a feeling that I can get my dream homes. That's very important. That's I
Mm.
actually want to advise the young couple lah, because young couple definitely they have their budgets. Yeah.
Yes. That's a very good point right there. And I think that's a very valuable for whoever looking for interior design. Take note on that, lady and gentlemen, because I think you guys right now in the state of confusing, don't know what is the good in market. And also come to this. How do you deal with competition? Because we know so many interior design in
Mm.
Singapore, right? And of course around the world. Let's be real, it's not all of them come with a good heart. My
Mm.
experience I see because back then when I do internet designer as like I go with internet designer as well, and I realize they just copy and paste. Like every house it just look the same to me. And like like you kind of talking to people like robot, like they just repeated the same thing. So of course we can't compare them to you. I mean I know how good your work is, so I don't compare. But I'm asking how do you deal with competition, and how do you give advice for young people who be an interior designer deal with this? What is the advice you will give to them?
Um, for me is okay. For me, how to be actually different from others. I'm not sure about others. For me is I'm actually trying to be an elite. I want to mastery on my lines. So I want
Mm,
to advance whatever I know. I
mm,
exploring. I learn.
mm,
I keep learning. I also have mentor. I learn a lot of things is regarding to the design. So I don't even not really only seeing on interior design. I also looking at fine arts, graphics,
mm.
photographer, architecture. So it actually you trying to understand your area. All is about arts. So I'm actually trying to mastery this part so that when you
Mm.
talk to people, right? Another thing is you need to be also some okay. There's a few designers. Some is actually doing design only. They don't do the practical. They do not have the on-site knowledge. I do like both. So when I do design, I actually can come in. I have a technical knowledge in 10 years. I've been practicing this 10 years. Every
Mm.
10 years, within these 10 years, right, whatever I actually face is a very good experience. It's very good knowledge for me to enhance myself. So that's how you actually gain all this knowledge through years. So this is how actually maybe that's how I actually different from others. I have both, and I also have graphic designer. I think that's actually add on because I'm also a graphic designer. So I
Yeah.
actually have two. So that's how I enhance. For the youngsters, when you want to start, right? For me, personally, you must tell yourself you really like this as your career. Are you all actually really into this as a career? If you are think that this is just a earning tool or earning tools for you it's very hard for you to move further because when we actually go into details it's really not about earning money. It's the knowledge that nobody can actually take away from you.
Yes,
Nobody.
I agree with this.
There's nobody can take away. You tell me, you tell people I actually have this knowledge. I teach you, but you may not be able to absorb, or you may not be able to know what I'm actually talking about. Or you realize, but can you know what's the consequences, what will happen, you will not know. That's the knowledge that you need to know. I feel that this is very important. So if you really put your heart and put your soul into learning something that you really like it, you can do everything you want. I mean, not only interior lah, you can do everything. That's how I actually continue. Even though after 10 years, I still enjoy and I like my work very, very much. That's